Imagine moving into your dorm room in college and finding out it's haunted.
I heard many stories about it once I got involved into Greek life, and then I was like, oh no.
Grace Hancock lived in Maine Hall at the University of Montevallo for 2.5 years. In that time, she says she witnessed some eerie incidents.
I saw a composite fall randomly. Like, a composite is like the pictures of this old sorority sisters on the wall. I've seen many composites fall. I've seen people's footsteps just stop in front of doors, seen like shadows pass through windows, and I have a ton of stories from like other sorority sisters, but those are just my.
Professor Carrie Heatherly has been the university archivist since 2007. He says something tragic did happen in Maine Hall to a student named Condi Cunningham.
On the night of February the 4th, 1908, she and some of her friends were illegally cooking a dessert in her dorm room. They were cooking over what's called a chafing dish, and it's alcohol fueled. And as they were sounding the alarm for lights out, which they did at 9:30, 9:45, and at 10 p.m., they got into a hurry and they accidentally dumped the bottle of alcohol fuel over, and it landed on the bottom of Condi's nightgown on the hem, and she was close enough to the flame that she caught on fire.
The school's board of trustees at the time recorded the rest of the story, writing, "Teachers and pupils on the hall heard the noise and quickly came to her rescue, but before they could extinguish the flames, she was fatally burned." The transcript continues, quote, "In spite of all of our efforts, she finally gave way and her spirit passed to the great beyond." But the stories say Condi never left and can be heard screaming and running in Maine Hall. Something else that's rumored to have stuck around, a certain image on a door.
To this day, and one of the things that we display every Halloween is the door to her dorm room that she's known as the girl in the door or the girl on fire. You can see her face emblazoned on the door.
Professor Heatherly says it's rumored that every wooden door used for Condi's room after her accident ended up with that same image. So the university eventually put up a metal door and locked up Condi's room. Grace gave me a little tour of Maine Hall. She said there's a portion of the 4th floor that's unused. There's the attic. Looks like it has a metal door. Interesting.
Yeah.
So the abandoned rooms. Like I said, this one looks to be a metal door. It's definitely not wood. The attic. Who knows? This could be it. Another campus ghost story centers on the Civil War and the first president of the Alabama Girls Industrial School. Professor Heatherly says, according to legend, what is now Reynolds Hall was used as a hospital for wounded Confederate soldiers. Henry Reynolds, the first president of the school, was also a lieutenant in the Confederate Army. The story goes, while Reynolds was defending the town, Union soldiers attacked, killing the troops inside the hospital.
From that day forward, he vowed never to leave. So the portrait of Reynolds that hangs in the parlor of Reynolds Hall, his eyes will follow you. If you take him off the wall, he reappears the next morning, and he's also constantly patrolling the building, so you can hear the boots and the doors and the windows as he's patrolling the building on the inside, vowing to protect his charge for the rest of time.
Heatherly says there are no records proving there was a Union attack on campus or that wounded Confederate troops were massacred there. But he says Union troops did camp on the land in March of 1865. As for eerie encounters,
I will tell you that being in that building late at night, I've not had a ghost encounter, but it can be a little unnerving, knowing how much history's passed through there and what all was supposedly to have taken place in the building.
Speaking of history, the King House is one of the oldest buildings on campus. Most of the stories center around the man who had the house built in 1823.
Edmund King was really wealthy, had most of his money in gold and coins. So one of the ghost stories is you're in the house, you can hear the clinking of him counting his money, and then you can hear one of his slaves say greed in the background.
Other stories have King dying while attempting to bury his gold to keep it from Union soldiers. So some people have said they've seen a light bobbing through where the orchard used to be. Heatherly says King actually died 2 years before Union troops came to Montevallo, but that doesn't stop the stories or the fun when guests of the university stay in the King house.
We do have some funny stories, some of which will not repeat, but that involve, people on ghost-seeking adventures late at night, and then we have someone housed in the house, and they have a little bit of fun with them. But
sure, why not? And knowing the reputation of the university, it's easy to let your imagination get the best of you. So I'm here at the University of Montevallo on a spooky night. I even took a tour through the supposedly haunted Maine Hall, and I didn't see anything. That doesn't mean there's nothing there. That did startle me a little bit. I do want to note, so there was some good that came from Condi Cunningham's accident. Professor Heatherly was telling me that after that happened and after she died, the president of the university realized that if the rest of the building had caught fire, that tragedy could have been much, much worse. So he had fire escapes and a sprinkler system installed there. So some good did come out of that. And we thank the University of Montevallo for sharing some of those spooky stories with us.